Today we are going to be looking at other wage plans. So previously we looked at our hourly and salary and then average pay. Then we looked at commission. So now we're going to deal with the other types of wages. So the first one are piece rate employees. So a piece rate is when employees are paid for each item or piece that they produce. So you're going to be seeing this more in like factories or people who make their own items to sell. So we're going to find gross pay, we're going to take the number of items and multiply it by the rate of the piece. So our first example, Helen is paid $1.30 for each usable picture frame she produces. What is Helen's gross pay for last week if she produced the following quantities of usable frames? So we're going to add each one that she made each day and find our total that she made. So we add 52, 47, 54, 50, and 45, we'll get 248 frames. So we're going to take the amount of frames, 248, and multiply it by the price of $1.30. And when we multiply this, we will get $322.40. So Helen made $322.40 from all the usable picture frames that she made. So Louise is paid $18 for each computer she installs at customers' offices. She installed these numbers of computers in 5 days last week: 7, 6, 9, 8, and 5. What was her gross pay that she earned for the week? So we're going to take the amount that she made, 7 plus 6 plus 9 plus 8 plus 5. When we add this together, we get 35. So she installed 35 computers, and she charges $18 per computer. So we're going to take 35 and multiply it by 18. And when we do that, we get $630. So she made $630 for the 35 computers she went in and installed. The next example here, Trevor is paid Let's try that again. Trevor is paid $1.20 for each hand-painted dish he produces. He is not paid for the dishes that are not acceptable. On Monday, he painted 56 dishes. Tuesday was 44, and for those 2 days, 6 dishes contained errors and was not acceptable. So what was his gross pay? We're going to take his dishes that he made, 56 and 44, and add it together. When we add that, we get 100. Now, there are 6 dishes that he cannot get paid for because there are errors on it. So we're going to subtract 6 from it. Those were our errors. So he can get paid for 94 dishes. So we're going to take the 94 and multiply by how much he can make, $1.20. And when we multiply that through, we get $112.80. Okay, let's look at a different type of employee. Per diem, which means by the day. So these employees are paid a fixed daily amount by their employer. So we're going to take their per diem pay rate and multiply it by the number of days they worked. So here's some examples. Sean worked 5 days last week as a temporary computer operator. His per diem rate was $120. What was his gross pay? So we're going to take the amount of days, multiply it by the rate. So 5 times 120 gives us $600. So he got $600 for the 5 days of work. Sherry is a tax consultant. She charges $425 per diem for her services. She worked 180 days last year. Find her gross income. So we're going to take her per diem rate, 425, and multiply it by the number of days, which was 180. When we multiply that, we get $76,500. So for the 180 days she worked, she made $76,500. Okay, let's look at Charlie. Charlie's neighbors are often out of town, and they hire him to do house sit. They pay Charlie $20 for each day that they are gone. If they were out of town for 57 days last year, what was his income for house sitting? So we're going to take the amount of days and multiply the amount per day. So 57 times $20 gives us $1,140. The last type of employee we're going to look at are tipped employees. So a tip is the amount of money given to someone for services they provide. So we can find the tip amount by a couple ways. The first one is taking a tip percent and multiplying it by the total bill. Another way is a tip per unit and multiply it by the number of units. So we're going to go through a couple tip employees and see what the suggested tipping amount is. So an airport skycat, they're the ones that take your bags for you. That is about $1 per bag. A hairstylist is about 15%. A hotel maid is about $5 to $9 per night. Again, these are just suggested. You can always do more, but this is usually the minimum amount that you should do. A pizza delivery person is $1 to $5, and this depends on the distance. A waiter or waitress is 15 to 20%. A buffet waitstaff is 5 to 10%. And a taxi driver, you tip 15%. So let's look at a couple examples. After the Sutton family finished their meal at a local restaurant, the waiter brought them a check for $46.86. If Mr. Sutton leaves a 20% tip, what amount of tip wages will the server receive for serving dinner to them? And then what would be the total cost of the meal? So 20% tip, we're going to take 20% and multiply it by the amount of the bill, $46.86. We need to change this percent to a decimal, so we'll move the decimal places 2 points over. So it's 0.20 times 46.86. And when we calculate that, we get $9.37. And this is the tip. Now for the total bill, we're going to take the tip amount and add it to the check amount. So the check was $46.86. We're going to add $9.37 to it. So the total bill is going to be $56.23. Okay, let's look at the last example today. Jack orders the lunch special and a beverage. His check comes to $10.20. How much will the waitress receive if a 15% tip is left, and what's the total amount? So 15% change to a decimal is 0.15. Multiply it by the bill. And we get $1.53 as a tip. Then we're going to take the bill, $10.20, add the tip, and we get a total bill of $11.73. So that is the lesson on other wage plans. So please reach out if you have any questions.